Morning, good morning. What is up, folks? Happy Thursday. I hope you all are doing well. It is Thursday, June the 26th, and we are no longer the FOMO live stream. We are now Chart Talk Live with JT. Uh, Quick rebranding. Nothing else is really changing. I've just never really loved the FOMO name for the live streams. So been something I've been thinking about for a while. I finally had some time to kind of put some more thought into it, create some marketing type materials around it. If you don't see the name FOMO, don't have FOMO. We are still doing our thing, same as always. Just we're going to start calling this Chart Talk Live now. I think it's straight, it's to the point, no confusion. That's exactly what we're here to do: is to talk charts, share ideas, and see what we can do make money in the markets together. Screen sharing going here over on Discord. Get over to the chat there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up with market at all-time high? What to expect next? Let's talk about that. We'll come up with some ideas and some for that. Good morning, maybe Plum. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find a way to start launching this as the intro video to these streams. But I'll go ahead and I think there's a way to do it via YouTube. It just kicks in automatically. What's up, Ryan? Good morning to you. Yeah, new trader, it has been a while, but it's good to have you back. I hope you're doing well. Um, so, yeah, welcome back. You're here for well, technically, this is you made it for the first day of Chart Talk Live. It's no longer the FOMO live stream, like I said. So, let's get into it. Let's start going through some charts and some ideas. Let's see what we can't find in the markets together. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me get over. I was just getting our existing trade plans open to make sure that we're good to go on all of those. I know we did QQQ and Chipotle on Tuesday's stream. Now, our QQQ plan does involve some based fib extensions, I believe. Yeah, these are all fib extensions. Got some higher than that. So yeah, we can talk about sort of what the market's looking at all-time highs. Work's already done for us. We've already uh, have the fib extensions in place from our prior all-time highs now that we've broken out from that. But let me get this over to the charts that we want. Let's see. Oh, no, that's IoT. Okay, never mind. I hit the wrong thing. There we go. There, that's the CMG chart on IoT, the Internet of Things. I think last Thursday. Check. CoreWeave. Um, sure. Yeah, we can take a look at what is CoreWeave. What's the I'm not against looking at anything. Oh yeah, sorry, I was trying to figure out what. No, this is all. All right, cool. Those are kind of current trade plans, so we'll stick with these four as we do our reviews. But let's talk about things from an ES perspective, as we like to do here on the. If we want to go back to old habits here on Chart Talk Live. So, from an ES perspective, looking here at the 4-hour chart, we've had these levels on watch for quite a while for when the market does make a push. Looks like things, ultimately held on this most recent pullback, that 200 SMA test on that quick gap down. That was, I think, the start of the bombing plan. I can't help it. That's probably a terrible joke, but I couldn't help it. So 200 SMA coming up to the upside, 333 just below. high pressure there. We bounced out of that. We gave a little bit of consolidation along the 61.21 line, and now we're tapping 61.72. ES still not quite to all-time highs. That would take us up to 62.13. So be mindful of that. Futures really drive, in my opinion, sort of where our supports and resistances are and things like that. So, we do still have an all-time high level overhead here at 62.13. So keep that on close watch. It would be possible and would be also kind of an epic sign to start to maybe build up some short positions or some really solid hedge positions. If we do tap 62.13, it looks like we're forming like a very, very large term zoomed out double top. So keep that in mind, but if we can get over 61.72, I think we'll see that. We're testing that here this morning. And then above that, don't have fib extensions on. That's not even broken out above. Why is that? Normally that's my signal for an all-time high. Not quite there yet on ES. Screwed something up there when I the color that I made it, unless this is like a way pre. We don't need to get into that or figure that out. That's just typically how I have this. There's also another interesting level that really just jumped out at me. This chart right here that I would also be interested in watching there at 62. Level there. This guy doesn't deceive me again. Change that. All right, so over 61.72 again. I'd be looking for these upside targets, and then a potential of the actual all-time high at 62.89.5. That's based on the contracts. So things overall looking bullish, looking by the dip. I will say we are a bit overextended, but that doesn't mean we continue higher. So keep an eye on things. Again, 61.72 could be key resistance. We've had this one on watch for quite some time. So just be mindful of that. Again, don't get caught chasing. Part of the reason why I changed the name from FOMO live stream to Chart Talk Live is because FOMO is not what we want to encourage. So no FOMO on it, right? You're either in or you're not. Wait for a pullback again. If we do get a pullback, I really like 60.68 potential level to start loading up longs just on any that will follow or drive the market in general. So with that being said, let's get to some trade plan views, and then we'll get to some new trade plans. I see Ryan again already dropped a request for CoreWeave. Is that CRWB? I feel like I've seen that symbol. Super familiar with CoreWeave. Let's take a look. Yeah, we can take a look at this. It's still pretty new. Yeah, still pretty new, but pretty wild chart going. All right, yeah, we'll take a look at that for sure. Or even NVIDIA asks, okay, that's good to know. What's up, Chris? Good morning to you, brother. Hope you are doing well. Glad to have you here with me, as always. I do appreciate you joining. I know you are a busy man. All right, so we'll circle back to CoreWeave. Let's talk through our existing trade plans here. We did QQQ on Tuesday. This one opened up, gave us a decent little back test there. That's not a bad entry. Hit down a little bit lower, but nowhere near our stop loss average down level. It's now made this massive candle as soon as pre-market trading opened. It's consolidating sideways a bit. This is an interesting, really strong looking pre-market high. So, excuse me, I would keep that on my on watch for sure. But if we break over that, I'll be surprised if we don't start testing some of these fib extensions to the upside at 546.92, 551.45, 546 and 556.12. Again, these are fib extensions. They are never, we're essentially trying to project or guess, although I'd say it's a highly informed guess, where we will find potential resistances in areas of price discovery that have never been tested before. So overall, QQQ looking very strong, and semiconductors also have been extremely strong, which is why I'm sure QQQ is outlasting and much better than SPY has. Week in particular, I would say QQQ quite a bit stronger. So this one upside is underway. Keep an eye on it again over 540. Whoops, over 544.01. I expect this to push higher through for some of these fib extension levels. We did Chipotle for my homie Chris. I even went out and bought a burrito the other day just for Chris to make sure that this thing gets over the call entry and pumps for him. Here we saw that quick test after we did our plan Tuesday, rejected, but pulled back into this bullish momentum. So, from an NTS perspective, we've got bullish buying pressure underneath. So this is saying, okay, look for these momentum opportunities and ride them to the upside. Avoid trying to catch too much to the downside. 200 SMA crossed over the 333. That is also bullish. Long signal back here. And as you can see, we've just been riding this trend to the upside, this momentum to the upside. And now looks like we're trying to break above and back test this support, 53.83, our call entry level. So this one looks like it does want to start pushing for some P if the market does cooperate, and see anything saying that it won't. So keep an eye on this. If Chipotle is still holding 53.83 after market open, oh gosh, 55.01. Sorry. Wow. I had to fix this chart this morning somehow. Save it. Offsets on these. Not bad. And it's just a shared. Over 55.01, that label. Over 55.01, we're looking for 56.54, 57.84, higher and higher from there. So keep an eye on this one again, as long as it's holding 55.01 going into the like this for a potential run today, potentially into next week again, as long as the market doesn't top out at some of these are extended closer to all time. So that is the Chipotle plan. It is getting underway. Still time to get after this one, in my opinion. We did on last Thursday's live stream a bit. That's right, we didn't have. Oh, no. Gosh, that's why some of this stuff isn't making sense to me. I forgot the markets were closed last Thursday. This was actually, yeah, I was right. This was Thursday back here. That's the end of the day Thursday. So we did this plan right. Why is that sense, and why can't I find last Thursday? Well, I forgot the markets were closed last Thursday. We put this plan into effect here, ultimately held that put entry support, ultimately rejected that call entry resistance at levels spot on as always. If one thing that I really strive for is for these levels to be as laser accurate as possible. Let's not play around with kind of crazy ranges of where to get in and get out. I've seen we'll talk about get in this $5 range, and we'll stop out in this $10 range. It's like that's not going to be consistent trading. That's going to create all kinds of variables and execution, and your risk rewards have got to be just totally possible to track if you're looking at very specific price levels. So make sure that you guys are staying specific, staying accurate, all this stuff. But ultimately, it did reject that sell pressure there on NTS. To the downside again, this is where things start to be confirmed once we get this switch in from bullish to bearish momentum under that sell pressure. Pushing down, back tests that put entry as support, and then gave us a test stop loss average down there with the 200 SMA, giving us some confluence overhead. That is a fantastic rejection setup, and sure enough, that played out for all of our downside targets. No was closing below PT3 for puts, so we pretty much maximized um, our exit there. I'll circle back to Chipotle for you, Chris. Tell people to stop bothering you. Get ready. And yes, please, folks. I know that Ryan over the YouTube chat did drop the request for CRW four weave, so we'll take that. But yeah, let's get some ticker requests and some questions. Also, reminder, I just posted this yesterday, and I know Chris is going to help me out with sharing it throughout the day as we head into the weekend, and as we head into the, I should say, with my first, I'm going to try to do it once a month. I'm not going to promise that because I do need my weekends to recharge and decompress and just sort of get my head back together for the week to come. But I'm going to try to start doing, I'm kind of leaning toward like the last Sunday of every month, doing like a Sunday session is what I'm going to call it, or Sunday sessions, plural. There winds up being more than one. Where it's just a couple of hours of very free form, Q&A. Let's talk charts. Let's talk whatever you guys want to talk about. You got me for a couple of hours to pick my brain, use my technical analysis skills to your advantage. We'll be doing our first one of those this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you watching on YouTube, it will be broadcast on YouTube, but I'm going to disable the chat for you because I really want this to be a benefit to members of the Xtrades Discord community and our subscribers that really allow us to do what we do here at Xtrades. So I want to make sure that they're getting some advantage from being supporters of Xtrades from a monetary standpoint. So with that being said, you want to be able to ask questions or get into the mix or have me take a look at a ticker or a trade that you're currently in. Make sure that you become an Xtrades member prior to Sunday. If you're a trialist or if you've never checked us out before, please come check us out. We do offer free trials, but I don't know, or Chris, maybe you, does trialists have access to the members only channel, the members only voice channel? Okay, so even if you are a trialist, again, lots of benefits. You'll get a very, very strong idea of exactly what we do here at Xtrades if you are a trialist, but you won't be able to participate in that particular session. You can watch on YouTube, but I'm going to only use Discord for the chat and that paid members only channel for that. So we are giving our paying subscribers some advantage and benefit over folks that will just be able to watch, right? So we'll still broadcast it. There will still be things to learn, I'm sure. But that being said, if you have your own questions or your own tickers you want me to take a look at, you'll have to become a member essentially before Sunday. So, again, I don't plan on this being the last one. So there will be plenty of opportunities, but fast supplies are limited. All right, so getting back to the chart, sorry for the quick PSA there. So IBIT, again, held our put entry there, and it's just been bouncing ever since. So again, that downside plan played out beautifully. Internet of Things, again, this was also Thursday before last, I should say. This one has been playing out to the downside. It's been consolidating below our put entry. It gave us our average down opportunity as it's been little bit uncooperative. We did get a close test of PT1 there, but it was very quick enough to exit there. Or if you're waiting for that last little bit, first of all, don't wait for that last little bit. The low of that candle was 37.24. Our exit price there at PT was 37.05. You are well within the reasonable range, and I say this all the time. Always want to try to exit as the price is moving toward your price target, and not waiting for it to fully test that price target and potentially reverse. And if you think about it, this is a support, this is a support, this is a support, right? As long as the price action's above it. So that's why we set these price targets, because these are levels at which the price, even though it's breaking to the downside, could catch support and reverse, right? So it did catch some support very close to that. It was very quick, but there's your stop loss average down opportunity. If you didn't exit there, you should be in great shape now at this point. It is trying to fight through this buy pressure here below. It has flipped the momentum bullish. We are getting short signals. SMAs are still bearish. So keep an eye on this one. Looks like it might want to, at the very least, retest this low for Monday based on what this chart looks like. All right, so let's get into some new trade plans and ticker requests. Good. Okay, so core weave from good friend Ryan, us here on YouTube. Pretty much every time we do these, I really appreciate you taking the time to join Ryan. Make sure to spread the word, tell your friends, anybody who's interested in trading should be joining these live streams. There is a lot to learn. So, CoreWeave, never analyzed before. It's a fairly young ticker. It's only been around since March of this year. It's gotten some major hype from this NVIDIA investment, according to what Chris was telling me. And again, I'll ask Chris implicitly. Yeah, we're gonna find really much of any on the weekly chart because it's just not been around that long. Dad will take a look at Reddit for you for sure. All right, so let's take a look at this daily chart. Again, we've got limited price data to work off of, but I'll make it. Tight daily levels there, or they look tight this far zoomed out. All-time highs, current, let's mark that off. We'll probably need fib extensions, I imagine. Really some support here, but sure, I don't think daily level. I think that's all of the next time frame here. So keep working through these. Yeah, sell into strength always. Everything a lot easier, get you better fills. Chasing your fills to the downside as you watch your profits get swept out from under you. That's exactly what I was saying about sell as you're on approach to your price targets. Don't wait for those targets to hit perfectly. Eventually reverse, and then, like I said, you're possibly chasing, getting your exits filled, and that can just eat away profits. Versus if you sold a little bit early, get a better. Generally speaking, and that's a little bit in my experience, but got a lot of experience. So, let's see. This level, so we'll take as we do. Market though, keep an eye on it. You go to those next time. Right there, and slight this level does look like fairly decent. Oops. Somewhat interesting level here. Circle back. Smaller time frames. Big rejection there. Definitely seeing resistance. Not seeing Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the hourly. Let's fill in the blanks as we go here. Let's see if we can figure out these couple placeholder levels that we've got right now. Just debating on this needs a little time adjustment. Very. This was a little bit of a hypothetical. We'll keep it on watch though. It does look interesting. It's not really a confirmed level. All right. Out so we can read it before we run out of time. Excuse me. Something in my throat that doesn't want to go away this morning. No jokes. No jokes. I walked myself in. All right. All that looks pretty good. And it's really kind of screaming, hey, pay attention to this. So, that being said, SMAs are moving to the upside. We have retraced after being quite a bit overextended. We allowed the SMAs to catch back up. Things are overall bearish though on S, but these SMAs are strongly bullish. So a little bit of a mixed bag here. Question is, where are our rational decisions? This is actually an interesting level. We need 166.07. If it could break back above that, it pushes through some of this fair value gap up to this hypothetical 171 level. It's still a smart spot to go. Even a little bit estimating resistance on that. I think it should, based on this chart. From there, this level. It's now that we're zoomed in, so I think for my plan is scale out based on what I see on the chart here. Downside is opportunity. Recent low here at 156. If it breaks that, does, should take a shot. 65, 333 SMA confluence down here. Daily level, I would scale out heavy. Third target, yeah, right there, 143.73. So let's lock this plan in. over 166.07. 166.06. Oh, so not that many trade plans here that create any confusion. So we'll just leave this as it is. Let's go ahead and get this here. Posted Ryan. And let's get it posted in the elite chat. Alert set. Got oops, no, actually this is not SPY. For this one. Okay, that looks good. Alerts are set. So let's talk through this one last time, and then we'll get to some more trade plans. So what are we looking for here on CoreWeave? We are looking for a break over 166.07. That should give us price targets at 171.99. There we go. 176.86 and 180.19 with a stop loss downside. We're looking for a break below 156. That should give us targets at 165, 149.14, and 43.73 with shared stop loss average down there at 61.2. Those are your CoreWeave trade plans. Thank you for the request, Ryan, and thank you for always being a loyal attendee. All right, so get back to the chat here. MDad wants to take a look. Take a look. Never charted Reddit? Yes, I have it. Drawings on. Surprising. Okay. Surprises aside, let's figure this out. This has plenty of price action with. Say AT&T that's decades. All right, for now, focus on the levels, on the indicators. Lots of resistance here. This is going to probably surprise if this doesn't wind up being a day. It's not a week. I'm going to go out on a this one. doesn't have that. It's another level of so eyes would be good to know. Bounce down for area of consolidation, not a little bit one that keep an eye on. Let's keep it rolling. All right, let's see if we can't. This with a slight. I don't think it's daily level there. Again, I'm going to go out on a limb, call this a daily level. See it a little clearer. This daily chart totally confirmed yet, but okay. That adjustment daily level also. These levels. This is interesting. Bottom there. To work with. Circle back on a smaller time. Being a good daily level. Brain working more mode. Okay. Well, that, so let's get into some of these hourly time frames. Sorry if I went radio silent there. Good to pass. Interesting that we've seen a lot of liquidity sweep of this 7. There's something right about here. Change it. If I do this 165, so these levels. do as a PT3 for this plan. Setting it up. Section. Debating myself. Downside, the upside figured out. Very interesting entry. Daily level of investment. Stop this downside. Yeah. Gonna get out a little bit before this weekly support, but that's okay. Times if I'm kind of baiting together essentially. It's a different standpoint. I'll go conservative. That's it. Take profits early and often. Third target. Yeah. One level. Spot. Okay, let's get this locked in on changing my anything. See a couple confirming the levels that we were already watching anyway. So I'd like to get that additional confirmation from NTS. All right, let's talk through this. Some link. What's up, Baby Yoda? Good to see you, man. Just saw your little message there. Hope you're doing well, brother. Warmest. All right, here's our Reddit live stream plan. Yoda makes cameos like selling them. Like I can have him wish my wife happy birthday if I pay my kind of cameo. Muffled on YouTube. Okay, sorry about that, Ryan. I did not realize. Here is our Reddit live stream. Project, 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 and enunciate. All right. So those are the streams posted there. Let me get this posted in the channel. Set. Okay. So, like I said, it's Thursday to play out. It's closed anyway. Here's the alerts. So let's talk through this plan one last time. What are we looking for here on Reddit? We're looking for a break over 147.81. If it can give us a confirmed break over that, should give us a smaller time. Should give us a nice move up to 157.90 over 157.90. We're looking for targets at 168.85, 177.47. That's the third price target. Stop loss average down at 141.46 to the downside. We're looking for a break below 132.78. That should bring targets at 125.80, 118.77, 13.48 with a stop loss average down at 138.44. Those are your Reddit upside and downside trade plans. This is Chart Talk Live, our first episode under the new moniker. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you will come and join me Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the members only stream, where we will be doing, again, a very free form, a lot more time to work on things, and a lot less pressure to get it all done with a very confined window. I still have time to do the SPY plan before market open and stuff. So, with that being said, as we always say here on what is now Chart Talk Live, plan your trades, trade your plans, go out there and get some green. Remember, we are looking for profits, not perfection. So keep those wins big and keep your losses small. Everybody take care. I want to thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you'll come out Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. And if you can't make it then, we will be back next Tuesday morning, 30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until either of those dates, hope to see you all again soon. Take